Oh, yeah!
It caught on in a flash.
They played the mash.
They played the monster mash.
I'm Luke Summerhays,
I'm James J. Miles.
James the Jester Stewart.
and there's no Andrew Rice this week because he's visiting family and forgot to tell her. But you're listening to Monster Mash.
And on this week's episode, we're hunting the Tigrex.
Ooh. Flying wyverns, whose primitive origins are obvious. Prone to violence, they display incredible ferocity with their claws, jaws, and developed limbs. They inhabit a wide area searching for prey, and have even been spotted in regions of harsh cold.
Whose
Like,
primitive
as-
origins are obvious. What does that mean?
That sounds like it was written by like a Tigrex racist.
They say like what evolved limbs, like or something.
Yeah, developed limbs.
Developed limbs, yeah, like he's evolved from something. Like
Well,
which
I
kind of
think-
backs up why they're saying from primitive, like he's evolved from one beast into the Tigrex.
I think the idea with the Tigrex, because they call them like pseudo wyverns, don't they?
A brute.
Because he's
Brute wyverns, isn't
They
it?
did no, he's flying wyvern.
flying. Yeah, he's a flying wyvern, but then sometimes you see the categorized into like the true flying wyverns.
Yeah,
And
because
the
like obviously the only time Tigrex flies is when he's leaving an area. He doesn't
But,
you don't
like,
see him
yeah.
soaring like as an attack or something or hovering above you.
Rathian and Rathalos, they always walk on their hind legs, and the wings are just wings, sort of more like how a bird walks.
Mhm.
Whereas the Tigrex actually walks on all fours, so he is like the evolutionary link between a four-legged animal and an animal with wings.
Mhm.
So I guess that's what they're getting at there.
Fair enough.
But it does sound like a 1930s newspaper writing about a black man. Or a 21st century British newspaper.
He does have probably one of the more dinosaur-looking faces in the series, if you get what I'm saying there. Like it does.
Yeah,
look
he has
proper
just
dino
got a
face.
pure... Well, I mean, he's got, let's be honest, a T-Rex's face,
Yeah.
because he is a T-Rex.
Well, yeah. Well, a four-legged T-Rex that wanders about.
Well,
like
he's
they
a
got the
cross
faces of
between a
the-
tiger and a T-Rex, hence the name.
Yeah.
It's like they got the faces of the Devil Joe and the Tigrex like mixed up when they were designing them.
Yeah, I
They-
see what
they
you mean,
swapped them
actually.
around because like Devil Joe's like typical T-Rex in terms of his moveset and stuff.
He would look so funny with a Devil Joe's face. Can you imagine that barreling towards you? Couldn't keep a straight
A
face.
pickle tiger. Like no, just imagine like the same kind of colours though, still orange and blue.
Oh, he'd be a comedy monster.
So, just to talk about his colours for a second.
Yep.
Because when I look at artwork of the Tigrex, it makes me think of something, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be on my own here.
Go on.
He looks like Greymon.
Spell that.
Grey, from Digimon.
Oh,
The
Greymon.
one that Agumon evolves into.
Um,
Like tiger-striped dinosaur with like a big dark-coloured head with horns.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
yeah, all right.
I've seen a picture like now that I know what Greymon is. Yeah.
I wouldn't have said that was the first thing that came to mind, but
Not so much in gameplay, but in a lot of the art, because they make the head look a bit more... Like, in the game, it just looks like a T-Rex head with sort of ears. But sometimes in the art, it looks more like a sort of shelled, horned head.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, they do say his ears are more horn-like, though, don't they? Like rather than
Yeah.
like straight-up ears, they are kind of horns,
See, the first time I thought
shaped like ears.
Tigrex, like I thought the coloration was to be kind of a bit deserty in colour, you know, kind of sandy yellow.
Mm.
But his whole thing is that he'll turn up fucking anywhere.
I just assumed that obviously, like it's clear he's based off the name, like the colouring's the same, like he's got stripes. Obviously, a real tiger's not orange and blue, but like they've clearly just changed black for blue.
Suppose he,
Also, thinking of Digimon, the you know the little icons you get of each monster?
yes.
I think the reason I like them so much is because they remind me of the old Digimon Tamagotchis.
There we go. Welcome to Digimon Cast.
Mate, I fucking would in a heartbeat.
So yeah, like he is obviously by part of his name a bit like a tiger, big cat in terms of his movements, sort of prowling about. Which I kind of took as being maybe where they drew inspiration for the Nagakuga's kind of motions as well. like we talked maybe about Panther-like, and they look, in terms of design,
Yeah.
pretty similar.
Well, both of
I
them
think-
like debuted in the same game, I think.
No, I think Nagakuga was one game after Tigrex, so
Was it one game after?
yeah, because they're both
Maybe that,
they
like-
were both
Aye,
they were both
Tigrex
the
was
cover
Freedom
monster
2,
of
wasn't
they were
he?
both
And
the
then-
cover monster of their own game. So
Yeah,
They
I
must
think
have
I'm getting
been.
confused because it's the jump from Monster Hunter Freedom to basically the G rank version, Unite.
yeah, good. Right, the weird. I'd always
But
assumed,
basically, the same generation then, we'll say.
yeah. I'd
From the
always
same
assumed
generation.
Tigrex was from Monster Hunter 2,
I thought so as well. I thought he was
but
the...
he's from Monster Hunter 2 Portable.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Freedom.
Yeah, I thought he was the
Flagship.
cover monster for 2.
He is a flagship, though,
Apparently,
right?
that's he's the flagship of Portable. Oh, Freedom.
Yeah.
But Monster Hunter 2, the flagship was Shard the Aura.
He's a good fight. And he's probably up there with one of the most popular monsters in the whole series.
Yeah.
By that extension there. I remember the first time I fought him. I think I fought a low rank version. I really wasn't that impressed. Just felt like
I think I was with you. We fought
Yeah.
him for the first time. Well, your first time together.
Yeah.
Because I remember you saying like, "Oh, that's the Tigrex." Why is everyone
gone on
always
about
going on about it?
Yeah. Yeah, but I think the damage the outputs on low rank and the fact I think we're probably in high rank armor.
We
at the
were
time
probably we were well
Um,
equipped and stuff from playing with the lads.
didn't help. But once you actually do get up in the levels there and have like fight him in higher ranks, and then of course fighting him in proper armor and for you as well, he does pack a punch.
Yeah, if you've got appropriately equivalent armor, he's a really fun duel
Mhm.
because he's not too huge, so it feels like he's concentrating on you,
Yeah.
like you and him are having a fight.
Mhm.
Whereas sometimes with a Rathian, it sort of feels like it doesn't really care about you until you like properly started bothering it.
If he was like a more normal kind of video game boss, the way you'd beat this guy would be like standing by a wall and then dodging at the last minute as he battles into it. That's the way you'd beat this guy.
Yes.
So you mentioned that as well. You can actually get him stuck in the wall. if
Can
do
you really?
that. When he does a bite attack, yeah. You can get
Ah.
him stuck in the wall
So it's-
temporarily.
It's not when he's doing his big massive "I'm gonna get you" running charge.
Yeah, I'm not sure what charge it is, but like I just know it can happen.
That's brilliant.
It's kind of crazy, like for the speed that he moves at, like it's quite rare to actually, because you kind of got to bait the attack in. So it's quite rare to see.
One really cool part I like about the overall fight as well is that when he gets into his rage mode there, like he properly like gets all vascular and veiny, like the red coursing blood through his veins, properly pissed off, like really angry. His
Yeah,
veins are
tend to,
popping.
like even up the amount of times that he roars as
Uh-huh.
well, because he likes using that as an attack, and if you're close enough, it does damage.
Yeah. So I think
Speaking about his roar for a second, yeah, he's got a very powerful roar, and then also, like you say, it can do damage if you're close enough.
It's the first one as well. He's the first monster, I believe, that he's got a high grade roar, and you need high grade earplugs to like so it doesn't affect you. Like other monsters like Rathian have got like their roars can get you, but if you've just got standard earplugs, you won't be affected. He's the first one where you need to take that extra step up, get extra points into the earplug skill to have.
Which I guess makes sense going back to the inspiration of him being based on the T-Rex, because that's, if you watch any sort of dinosaur film, the T-Rex always has a big scary roar.
I wonder how many people are going to get confused from you saying T-Rex or Tigrex.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why I'm glad I pronounced him Tigrex.
Yeah.
I probably already
Oh,
said
Tigrex for me.
Tigrex. I probably already said Tigrex during this cast without realising it, so there we go. It's just I have to physically force myself to say Tigrex just because I pronounced him
It's all good. I
Tigrex.
got confused there. Like when I wanted to say T-Rex, I said Tigrex instead. So.
Do you know what? I did some thinking. I did some thinking here, and I think it probably worked out why. It's because of if you've played Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations, there's a character
Yep.
in that called Furio Tigre.
Oh yeah, the guy who pretends to be Phoenix.
That's the one. Like whenever I saw Tigrex, I was like, oh, it's Tigrex. Cool monster. Not much more to talk about the actual Tigrex's fight itself. I mean, he does like lobbing boulders at you as well if you get really far away. But sometimes he does it close up as well, actually, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's just generally a very aggressive. He's got a lot of attacks,
Mhm.
and he's always doing one of them. Like the only time you get downtime is when he knackers himself out from getting too worked up.
Then he'll just pump out his veins and get really angry.
That's why it's good to bring like a poison weapon against Tigrex, because when he gets poisoned, it slows him down.
Ah, really? Nice.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing in the hunt.
Anything about its name, Lucky Boy?
Well, it's a tiger, right?
Right.
Mixed with a T-Rex.
Yep. I was more.
So it's a Tigrex.
I was more about his Japanese name. I'm not a total idiot.
The Japanese name's just Tigrex, so.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Very cool. One of those ones which is romanized. Fair play.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fair play.
Agumon, Digivolve too?
He's also got a fuckload of subspecies and deviants, like second
Yes.
additional types.
Subspecies first then, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the first one is obviously the brute Tigrex, which me and Jay just fought for the first time. Pretty similar to the standard Tigrex.
Yeah. The only thing I really saw that was different there is like when he does his roar, like actually sends out a big like rippling shockwave.
Yeah.
And he was a bit bigger. That was about it.
I think he sends the shock away from the roar like a bit further, I think, as well. It's like a wider arc, so to speak, I would say.
Actually,
Yeah, I mean, of the various subspecies in the game, he's the one that feels the most like he's not really that different.
like his coloration as well. I think it's a lot less interesting than the main tiger.
Yeah, most of the subspecies we've done so far, the subspecies has been like a lot cooler looking.
Yeah.
Whereas he's just sort of grey and dull.
Yeah.
Maybe they felt they just had to go like the other way with it, because Tigrex is already like really cool. How could they make him even more cooler? Like.
He's already very brightly coloured, so I guess they just bought a sort of a duller, more natural looking one.
If they wanted to make him cool, all they could do is just follow the Stygian Zynoga route and just make him black and red and like fire red laser beams.
Well, they caught up with that anyway with the Molten Tigrex, so.
Oh, what a segue!
So
yeah,
I want to briefly go to the write-up the Molten Tigrex has in the Monster Hunter 4 Hunter's Notes,
Oh yeah, cool.
because it's a rare Tigrex variant theorized to exist after the discovery of claw marks and prints far larger than those of an ordinary Tigrex. With no confirmed first-hand sightings, its existence remains a matter of debate among hunters, which I find really cool. The Monster Hunter 4 did that sort of thing a little bit, where it's like no one's even seen this monster and you're discovering it.
Well,
And it sort of makes him feel like, in a world full of monsters, he's like a Bigfoot even within that world.
yeah, like they did that with
And
the gore.
you fight him in the area as well, where you don't fight him on a standard map, you fight him in one of the one zone.
Yeah, on the
areas.
tower.
On the tower, yeah.
Nice.
Which is just another little, obviously, example of Monster Hunter 4 being a bit more story-driven and
And a bit,
well-written than the other games.
and a bit better as well.
Yeah. Although, saying that, I
Molten's
do
like-
really like fighting Tigrexes in Adept style. So I missed that for you. Because he's just built for it, because he's always launched himself at you.
What you're saying is
And I was just getting dodge after dodge.
you miss your crotch. Look, that's basically what you're saying.
As to be honest,
Well-
as we are going back from generations to 4U and not having Hunter Arts. Or just styles in general.
What's the actual fight like? Because obviously me and Luke haven't done it.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the Molten's probably like the most interesting subspecies, I'd say, because like in general, like he's massive. Like, he's about the size of the Grimclaw that we fought earlier. But like obviously, he's not like a typical Tigrex. He starts off like really slow, and then over time he builds up and gets quicker and quicker. But on top of that, he'll throw out kind of blast blight, like, you know, not just be like general blast attacks. He'll throw out the mist. So like if you run into the mist, you'll get blast blight like naturally.
Ah.
So that grouped with the fact that he kind of winds his attacks up, it kind of makes him look really interesting compared to a normal Tigrex.
He's classed
Yeah, I'm
as
actually
a,
gutted we didn't manage to fight him before this.
That's on us, though, isn't it? He's classed as a rare species from what I'm seeing here by the wiki, which is like the silver and gold Wrath fall into that, like rather than the pink and azure. Which
Yeah,
is
and with the area you fight him in as well, he's almost at the level of like one of the Elder Dragons.
Almost.
Yeah, he's definitely
Aye.
definitely that. That's a bang on comparison with the silver and gold Wrath. Because you also fight them in the tower. So
Which I guess makes sense because he sort of feels like to me the sort of the second generation's equivalent of the Wraths.
To an extent. Well, I suppose then you've got Nargacuga and Tigrex, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and also just the fact that he's the monster that everyone remembers from them
I think
generations.
as well, I'm going to say, like, when Molten first kind of shows up, like, you're really not ready for that fight. When doing that for the first time, I died so many times that we shelved that quest for a long ass time until we had like fully upgraded armor, and then went back to it. It was so hard.
That's cool. I'm excited for that fight. Something to look forward to. Eh?
Yes. Yeah, and hopefully me and you will get to experience.
Doing that, man, because I fancy fighting no more.
We'll get to experience that because me and you will have only just got to the level, so that would be good.
Yep. And we'll get to fight him for the first time, just like how tonight we fought for the first time the Grimclaw.
Yes. So we mentioned him a little bit earlier. If the Tigrex is Greymon, the Grimclaw is Metal Greymon.
Got it all covered.
Well, he's got big blue wings and metal arms, so I stand by that.
I don't think his
And
arms
he
are
almost-
metal, are they? They're not metal.
No, they're not necessarily metal, but I was
They're just
bouncing off
really
them.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're more hardened than standard.
His moveset was a bit different though. Like he did a couple like spin rock flows where if you're behind him, he'll just turn around and like give you a face full of rock.
Mhm.
He had moves which seemed like they were deliberately to catch out someone who's used to fighting a normal Tigrex.
Yeah. Which I suppose is the whole point of
Yeah.
Deviants, isn't it?
I was kind of quite worried when we started that, like hoping we'd see something new because especially with level 1 version of a deviant, sometimes they don't always do new moves until later levels.
But yeah, you'd be coming at him and he would just spin round and do an attack you're not expecting really quickly.
And then of course he's got his big anime slam the floor, unleash hell move.
AoE attack.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Which again, like Jas said last time, the deviants sort of feel like the equivalent of the hunter arts and stuff the hunters have.
Mhm.
So it makes sense he's got a ridiculous super move to hit you with.
It reminded me of just drawing a link to Dark Souls here. The fight you have with what's her name? Frida in the DLC, but it fires out those
Oh, yeah.
shockwaves. Those kind of icy shockwaves. Very similar to that. And I think those launch you as well, actually, in Dark Souls 3, which this one did as well when me and Jas got hit by it. Notice it's a launching move.
Yeah.
You-
The animation is really similar actually. Now that I think of it, when you get from when you get launched in Monster Hunter and in Dark Souls, like animation's almost exactly the same.
What does it mean? Probably nothing. Probably nothing. at
Monster Hunter game from Software. Anyone?
No, From Software ripped off Monster Hunter's Combat.
all. Ooh.
Miyazaki's a hack.
Oh, this time.
You're gonna have to cut this, but I thought you called him a cuck there. Yeah, besides that, he's not that much different from the main Tigrex in terms of appearance. I think his claws and wings are a bit more blue, but that's about
Yeah, there's
it.
more
Yeah.
to it.
But I think the deviants aren't meant to be a different species, are they? He is just an
Yeah.
exceptional example of a
Souped up
Tigrex.
versions of the regular beast.
Yeah. So one more thing about the Tigrex. He is the other monster other than Rathalos who appears in Metal Gear Solid. So he has fought Solid Snake. No, Naked Snake. In Peace Walker.
He was actually the big boss by that point.
True.
Just to get down to semantics.
But yeah, I haven't played those battles, but I've watched them. But it's very cool seeing Monster Hunter monsters fighting a bunch of soldiers,
Surely he would get.
as we'll see on the cinema very soon.
He would get. Oh, great. He would get fucked over by Snake, like dropping mines and stuff like that.
Well, have you played Peace Walker?
Yeah, play Peace Walker.
You know how every boss fight is just strafing around a thing and thumping it with bullets till it explodes?
Yep.
They're pretty much just that.
Oh, great. And I bet the Tigers doesn't even sing songs to you like the main bosses in Peace Walker.
No, I would love that.
Depressing.
The coolest thing that came out of that crossover is the third monster you can fight is Metal Gear Rex as like a biological monster.
That's cool.
That's very cool. I want to see that turn up in a Monster Hunter game now.
That's very cool indeed.
But we are digressing, as usual.
That's the Monster Mash way!
But But yeah, overall, Tigrex, very cool fight.
Good monster.
Yeah, definitely up there in the top tier, I would say.
Yeah, there's a reason people get excited about him coming back every time.
Less of those mid-tier monsters.
Yeah.
That's a fucking.
I
Ah,
reckon
those-
no one will get.
Those first 20 episodes were fun, weren't they, boys?
So next week we're hunting Steve. I'm not going to tell you his real name. You'll have to listen to find out who we're actually hunting if you don't know what that means. So join us as we hunt Steve next week.
And if you've enjoyed this nonsense, you can find us on Twitter at Monster Mash Pod. We're also on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on iTunes, we're on all your podcasting apps. Just look us up, rate and review, give us 5 stars, tell all your friends, and get on that AndyMan949 on Twitter and tell him to get his arse in gear and make sure he's here next week.
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
See ya!
I'll tell you what, we'll have a look and see if there's a quest that we've not done in 5 or 6 that's a regular Tigrex and do that instead. I'm going to be doing that all night. Tigrex.
Kazuhiro Miller says Tigrex.
Oh, right. I go by what Master Miller says, so. He does lose something, like losing the coloration, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Like,
he's still like a bit stripey.
oh, he's got his red arms. Is that meant to be like his veins?
It is,
I
yeah.
think so. The red arms do stand out more on the brute, though.
Crawling in my skin.
I think this one typically appears more in desert areas than volcanoes. It kind of shows off his colouring a bit better.
Yeah, I could see why he'd be desert. Fuck off, slag. There's the
Well,
most.
just like
They're
the
so
normal
annoying.
Tigrex, he's all over it. Like, he's not got one specific area. He moves all over them, basically.
Ooh, motherfucker.
That's a mount.
I like
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I prefer the other combos, to be honest.
Great
Slice
Sword
up
is
the
the
tail while you're
new
mounting.
king of mounting.
Like if you're
Now, I warmed him up.
doing
for you.
jump attack with insect glaive, then you're using it wrong.
Hey, nice.
Out of the ice there, man. What the hell?
Fucking just exploded
It's like
the
a Dark
ground,
Souls
yeah.
attack. His tail.
Sick.
Just got a regular tiger's tail. It's my specialty.
He's got a bit more of a pause before he roars, just to cut you out.
Ooh, fucking off again!
That's right, 'cause he's flying away again anyway.
What a wanker!
Cheeky prick.
Oh,
We haven't
he's
got
not-
paper
he's
on him anymore either.
Gone. I think he's might be got to 3. I don't know.
Look like he's getting back up the mountain.
Yeah, he's got Hunter Art or
Is he in?
Right.
I'm close to it. Let me kill a few
tough.
fucker. Yeah, I've literally got it now as well.
You missed it.
I did miss. I realised that. I realised the hitbox wasn't as big as I thought, and I fucked this. So I got him.
And he's dead.
Aye, shit.
Well, fuck it. Have a Sakura slash anyway.